I'm Braden Hacker. I've been working here at the Atwood Center for the past 7 or 8 years or so, and just wanted to show off a few of our locations that we have with a lot of relevance to wars fought and how they connected to those events. So right now, we are in our target pit that we have here at Atwood Park. This target pit was used during World War I primarily, when this area and much of the surrounding area was Camp Grant. And so a lot of the training that was going on here was to get soldiers ready to be sent overseas in the war. And so this target pit is, we're currently in the lower area that was used to keep these soldiers safe as they were setting up targets and communicating that information about these targets. And above our ceiling that we have here, there used to be targets that were placed up there, and soldiers would be at different set distances across the river, and they would be shooting these targets, and then those results would be recorded and communicated so they could move on with their training. We also have some boxes on the wall that are used for the communication purposes. We don't have anything left over from them functionally, but we do have those there to be seen. And this kind of area has not been, kept pristine in its condition or anything like that, but it has been left here standing, and it has been reclaimed by nature to some extent. There's a lot of animals and plants and different species that use this area for their own purposes.
Hello, my name is Shelley Bailey. I work with the Rockford Park District, and I've been at Atwood here since fall of 2006. I'm starting my presentation here next to our caution sign. When you come out and visit us, you will see several of these around the area. So even though we really want you to come check out this park, can't really dig in the park too much. So because we were the old rifle range of Camp Grant back in 1917, there are still ordnances that could potentially be found. And some of them could have been filled with live ordnance, although most were filled with sand. So if you do ever find an ordnance while you're out here at Atwood Park, please do not touch it. Simply call the police, let them know, and they will send out the squad to take care of that properly and appropriately. Thank you. So if you come over this way, we're gonna go see one of our trench bunkers. Now we do still have several different types of bunkers on the property here. The trench bunkers, if you can imagine this area, on either side of us would have been built up, high up, and the trenches would have been what we're walking on now here in the middle. Trench warfare was the warfare that was used primarily during World War I. And during World War II, it went more to foxholes. So this was not actually used as a training camp during World War II. It was more for MASH units, for medical training. The Women's Army Corps was here, as well as the prisoner of war camp. So if you were a prisoner of war that was identified as well-behaved, you got sent to Camp Grant. So this training part that we're showing you here was used primarily with just World War I. So that takes you to 1917 through 1918. So as we come along up here, very short into our trail, is our first trench bunker. This structure here would have been built in 1917, so it is over 100 years old. And you can come take a look inside of it, but we don't recommend people climbing in anymore, because although this one you would be able to still get out of, again, it is over 100 years old. So we just always want to be respectful of that fact. When you walk down this trail, you'll see several other bunkers that look just like this one. You'll see one of them is collapsed. Now that was not collapsed purposely or as part of the war. It is just from over time, as well as then some of the field bunkers that we'll be showing you here later. So just kind of some neat structures that are still remnants. They're a little hidden from the road. So when you look at pictures of Camp Grant, you'll see that this used to look like a farm field. So these trees that surround this area are actually less than 100 years old. So the landscape looked very different when this was a training camp for soldiers.
Our next destination here is our field bunkers. They share a lot of similarities to the trench bunkers that we just talked about. For similar purposes, built at the same time for World War I. But some key differences here are, as you can see, the depth of the trench, which is quite a bit deeper. And the reasoning behind this was to protect you from a lot heavier fire that was coming in. So while The trench bunkers might be good for incoming bullets and rifle fire. This could protect you from a bit more artillery and things of that nature.
So here we have a photo of what the rifle range would have looked like. This is the 342nd Infantry that's shooting. Where they are standing is located on the south side of the Kishwaukee River, and they would be shooting at the targets on the north side of the river, just like where we saw our target pit and our trench and field bunkers. So we just took the trail that runs parallel on the south side of the Kishwaukee River, and as you head uphill, you might just walk right on past this ditch and not even realize its significance, but this is about the 200-yard mark to the rifle range. So soldiers would have been in here aiming at the targets across the river. So remember again, those trees were not here 100 years ago. This would have been all open landscape, just like in that photo we showed you. So beyond Camp Grant, one of the things that Atwood is known for today is its birds of prey. And I'm standing here in the accessible tree house, and you can come visit it any time that the park is open. We're open 7 days a week from 8:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night. But for a special treat on Saturdays, every Saturday at 1 p.m., rain or shine, the birds have to be fed. So you can come and see the birds get fed. One of our volunteers will be on site to talk about each one. And the first one that I wanted to show you over here is our longest resident. This is our female bald eagle, and she has been here with us since 1999. Now, all of the birds of prey that we house here are injured in such a way that they won't ever be able to be released. So we just are a way to give them a full and happy life, as they would not be able to survive on the wild. Our eagle, she's missing her left wing as a result of hunting. It is still illegal to hunt bald eagles, even though they are no longer on the endangered list. And she has a really neat call. I don't know if she was gonna do it for us today, but I'm sure she'll get you sometime as you come around here. It sounds a little bit more like a dolphin. So when you hear the majestic eagle on a movie, that's actually the sound of a red-tailed hawk, our nation's bird. She just has a little bit more of a cackle going on.